Have you ever wondered how long it takes to build a camper van from scratch? Today we delve into the captivating world of van life, a growing movement that embraces freedom, simplicity, and the open road. Picture this, a lifestyle not bound by brick and mortar, but by the limitless horizon, the soft lull of the road, and the ever-changing scenery. But how does one begin this journey? It starts with a vision, a dream of crafting your own camper van, a project that is as rewarding as it is challenging. You're not just building a vehicle, you're constructing a home on wheels, a space that combines comfort, functionality, and style. There's the thrill of customizing every nook and cranny to your liking, the satisfaction of seeing your hard work come to fruition. However, it's not without its challenges. It requires time, patience, and a good deal of elbow grease. In the next few minutes, we'll break down the process of building a camper van and the time it usually takes. Every great creation starts with a plan, and building a camper van is no different. When it comes to transforming a van into a home on wheels, the planning and designing stage is essential. It's where your dreams and ideas start to take shape, and it's also where you'll make key decisions that will impact the rest of the build. Start by deciding on the layout. Think about your needs and how you'll use the van. Are you a solo traveler, or will you be sharing the space? Do you need a full kitchen, or can you make do with a simple cooking setup? Where will you sleep, eat, and lounge? These are just a few of the questions to consider when deciding on your layout. Sketching your ideas can be a great way to visualize your plan. Next, consider the amenities you'll include. Will you have a bathroom with a shower, or will you rely on public facilities? Do you need a fridge, or will a cooler do? What about heating and air conditioning? Remember, the more amenities you include, the more complicated and potentially expensive your build will become. The type of van you choose is also a crucial part of the planning and designing process. Different vans offer different advantages. A smaller van might be easier to drive and park, but it will also limit your space. A larger van will give you more room to work with, but it might be harder to maneuver and more expensive to run. Once you've made these decisions, it's time to start sourcing your materials. This can take some time, particularly if you're looking for second-hand items or special deals. It's worth being patient though, as this can save you a lot of money in the long run. And finally, keep in mind that it's okay if your plan changes as you go along. Flexibility is key when building a camper van. You might find that something you thought would work doesn't, or that a better idea comes along partway through the build. Once you have a solid plan, you're ready to start the actual build. The first step in the building process is stripping and cleaning the van. This involves removing the van's original interior, from seats to carpeting, to create a clean slate for your camper conversion. Using a screwdriver, wrench, or other tools, you'll carefully dismantle the interior, ensuring not to damage any structural elements. Once stripped, it's time to roll up your sleeves for a deep clean. Why is this step crucial, you ask? Well, it helps to prevent future issues such as rust, mold, or unwanted smells. It's all about creating a solid and clean foundation for your new home. You'll want to scrub every nook and cranny using a strong, safe cleaning solution. Pay special attention to the floor and corners where dirt and grime tend to accumulate. Now that the van is clean and empty, you can start building your dream home on wheels. Next up is insulation and flooring, two key components to making your van comfortable and livable. Insulation is the unsung hero of any successful van conversion. It's the barrier that stands between you and the elements, keeping your van cozy in the winter and cool in the summer. Typically, you'll want to use a mix of insulation materials. Spray foam, for example, is fantastic for filling in those nooks and crannies. For larger areas, you might opt for something like rigid foam boards or wool insulation. It's a bit like dressing your van for the weather, layering up to ensure maximum protection. The process of insulating your van will likely be a hands-on job. You'll be cutting, measuring, and fitting your chosen insulation into every possible space. Remember, every inch of insulation can make a difference when it comes to temperature control. So, take your time, be thorough, and don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. And then there's the flooring, the foundation of your van build. This is where you'll be standing, cooking, and maybe even dancing if the mood strikes. It needs to be solid, durable, and preferably good-looking. Plywood is a common choice due to its strength and versatility. Once you've got your plywood base, you can add a layer of vinyl or laminate on top for a more aesthetically pleasing finish. It's all about creating a balance between functionality and style. Installing the flooring will involve a lot of measuring, cutting, and securing. It's not a job to rush. After all, a well-installed floor can make your van feel more like a home on wheels than just a vehicle. So there you have it, insulation and flooring, two tasks that might not be the most glamorous parts of a van conversion, but are certainly among the most important. They lay the groundwork for everything else that comes next, setting the stage for a successful build. With the insulation and flooring in place, you can move on to installing the walls and ceiling. The next step is installing the walls and ceiling, as well as setting up the electrical system. Once your van's floor is insulated, we move on to the walls and ceiling. These elements are crucial in defining your space and ensuring comfort during your travels. The process begins with cutting plywood to fit the walls and ceiling. Remember, no two vans are alike, so careful measuring is essential. You'll need to contour the plywood to fit the unique shapes and curves of your vehicle. Now, you're likely wondering about windows. If your van has windows, you'll need to cut out the corresponding shapes in your plywood. But don't worry, it's not as daunting as it sounds. With a steady hand and a sharp jigsaw, you'll have it done in no time. Next up, we attach the plywood to the van using screws. Remember to pre-drill your holes to prevent the wood from splitting. While some people prefer to leave their walls bare, others choose to paint or wallpaper for a more homey feel. The choice is entirely up to you. Now let's talk about the ceiling. The process is similar to the walls, but you may want to consider adding a few extra layers of insulation. This will help to keep the van cool in the summer and warm in the winter. With the walls and ceiling in place, it's time to move on to the electrical system. This is what will power your lights, fridge, and any other amenities you choose to include. The electrical system can be as simple or as complex as you need it to be. It typically includes a battery, an inverter, and a solar panel for charging. Safety is paramount here, so please make sure you're comfortable with the process, or consider hiring a professional. The walls, ceiling, and electrical system are the backbone of your camper van. They define your space, provide comfort, and power your journey. Now you're ready for the final step, installing the amenities. The final step in the building process is installing the amenities and adding the finishing touches. This stage is where your camper van truly begins to take shape as your new home on wheels. First up, the kitchen. Whether it's a simple stovetop or a fully equipped kitchenette, this is where you'll be preparing your meals on the road. Next, the bed. This could be a fixed structure or a convertible seating area, depending on your needs. And let's not forget storage. Clever use of space is key in a camper van, so think about underbed boxes, overhead cabinets, and hidden compartments. The finishing touches are what make your van feel like home. This could be anything from fairy lights to cozy cushions, or even that favorite mug from your kitchen. It's all about creating a space that reflects who you are. And there you have it, your very own camper van, built from scratch. Building a camper van from scratch is no small feat, but the end result is worth it. We've journeyed together through this process, beginning with the exciting phase of planning and designing your ideal mobile home. Stripping and cleaning the van may have seemed daunting, but it's a necessary step towards creating a clean canvas for your creation. We then dove into the nitty-gritty details of insulating and flooring, ensuring your camper van is both warm and functional. The walls, ceiling, and electrical system followed, laying the foundation for a comfortable living space. Lastly, we added those finishing touches, installing amenities that transform the van from a simple vehicle into a genuine home on wheels. This entire process, from start to finish, can take anywhere from 3 to 6 months, depending on your dedication and resource availability. But remember, the satisfaction and freedom that comes from completing such a project is immeasurable. So are you ready to start your own van life adventure? The open road awaits you. If you've enjoyed this journey with us and are eager to see more content like this, we urge you not to forget to hit that subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up. Your support allows us to continue creating and sharing more van life chronicles with you. Every like, every subscription, every comment fuels our passion and helps us bring these adventures to your screen. So if you're ready to embark on more van life adventures with us, make sure you're subscribed and have notifications turned on. And remember, your journey starts with that first step. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next adventure.